Oh, hi. Heart Awakening Buddhism. Uh, Sorry, this is a spontaneous video, so not much, so not no planning at all. I just want to say that in England, where I live, to talk about Buddhism, what's happening in some of the biggest Buddhist movements. There's three large Buddhist movements in England that I've got about 4 or 5, 6, 7 times more members than the other Buddhist groups. These three groups are the SGI, which is the Soga Gakkai International, the chanting Buddhists. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. I have many friends who are very nice people. They're SGI members, serious practitioners. They go to very devout, very nice people. The other group is the FWBO, Friends of the Western Buddhist Order, Sangharakshita. They have centres in every town in many cities throughout the UK. FWBO is rapidly expanding because of the good work that they do. And the last largely expanding group is the Vajrayana tradition, the NKT, the New Kadampa tradition. The New Kadampa tradition, simply because they don't follow the teachings of the Dalai Lama, they suffer a lot of persecution. But anyway, so these are the big three groups: the SGI, the NKT, and the FWBO. And I just want to say regarding Heart Awakening Buddhism, which my interpretation of Heart Awakening Buddhism is those who are struggling to awaken their heart, and specifically those who are struggling with trauma, the after effects of trauma, the after effects of abuse. If you talk about the rise of the new Buddhism, like these three new groups, and even though they're based on ancient traditions, but their expansion within the UK and Western countries is new, and they're coming in contact with situations that they didn't have in Asia. And what's happening amongst what I'll call new Buddhism is that new techniques are being developed, like many members of SGI, many members of NKT, and many members of FWBO, despite years of hard and sincere and genuine practice, they still suffer debilitating depression. So each group is devising new ways to help those who still suffer despite being experienced Buddhists. Like if you, for example, talking about the FWBO, they now are, many senior members within the FWBO are studying mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. So it's based on Buddhist practice of awareness and mindfulness, and giving attention to what's going on within us, like in the here and now, and rather than being off in the future or thinking about the past, it's about being right here, right now. And it's a very effective therapy tool combined with Buddhist meditation to help with one's suffering. So, like for example, where I live, there's in the local FWBO centre, there's specifically, they run pain management courses, and I've attended one. I've attended one of these courses. Many people who have severe physical pain attend, but also people like myself, people who have mental pain, they also attend. I know senior members of the SGI, no sorry, I know senior members of the NKT who, despite being ordained members and senior members, they've had to use therapy because the Dharma practice was insufficient. And I know other members within the SGI, despite being sincere practitioners, some of them have killed themselves, some of them suffer depression. So this thing about Buddhism adapting to the Western situation is very serious, because people are dying, people are locked up in mental hospitals. There is one one ex-monk where I live. He jumped off a building. Luckily he survived, but it's this kind of thing about Buddhism's reaction to mental health problems. So I'd like to say that within New Buddhism, there's a lot of illiberal attitudes going on. Like for example, I'm an ex-monk and I classify myself as a liberal Buddhist. But many Buddhists, there are some things you're not allowed to say. You know, like if you're a Roman Catholic, and many Catholics believe the Pope is infallible, and to challenge that idea within Roman Catholic circles, you'll be classified as a heretic and burnt at the stake. Well, my experience of Buddhism is some Buddhists are the same. If you dare to admit that, you know, it's possible that Buddha made mistakes, that Buddha was a human being, that he had likes and dislikes, and he got things wrong, and we should use our analytical thinking when we interpret all Buddhist teachings. Some Buddhists really don't like that. They need Buddha to be a god. And if you dare to challenge that concept, you're classified as a heretic. There's even within the FWBO, there is a school new of thought arising that the theory of enlightenment is a myth. The theory of enlightenment is a legend, and that enlightenment doesn't well, it may exist, but it may not. It may be a myth. It may actually be similar to other religions, myths and legends about heaven and hell and etc., which may exist, but it's most likely it doesn't, or one should be open. So this thing about heart awakening Buddhism, I think it would be helpful if a liberal school of thought arises within Buddhism that, you know, the Buddha made a mistake, he wasn't God. So actually I'm going to finish now. I'm going to make a second video. Okay, bye.